They said it would never happen. They said it was political suicide. They said no premier would dare touch it. But today, Saskatchewan did it anyway. A line has been crossed. A warning has been fired. And Ottawa, caught completely off guard. This isn't some angry online rant. This isn't a fringe petition with 500 signatures. This is a formal declaration, an official move by a sitting government to consider separation from Canada. Premier Scott Moe just sent shockwaves across the nation. In a fiery, unfiltered press conference, he uttered the words no federal leader ever wanted to hear. If the people want independence, I'm not standing in their way. Just like that, Saskatchewan entered uncharted territory. Ottawa's inner circle. They didn't see it coming. Prime Minister Mark Carney, who's already juggling economic unrest, climate protests, and international backlash, was reportedly briefed mid-flight on the announcement, cutting short a diplomatic mission to Germany. Insiders say Carney was furious. Others say he was shaken. But one thing is certain, he wasn't ready for this. Because this wasn't just a talking point. This wasn't just political theater. This was a historic move. Let's back up for a moment. How did we get here? How did one of Canada's most productive provinces decide it might be better off alone? It didn't start with fiery speeches. It started with years, decades, of quiet neglect. Ignored pipelines. Carbon tax hikes. Endless red tape. And a federal government that, let's face it, couldn't care less about the prairies. In the 2021 federal election, 65% of Saskatchewan voters rejected Ottawa's direction. That wasn't disagreement. That was a political mic drop. And yet, Ottawa doubled down. Now, frustration has turned into a political wildfire. And Premier Scott Moe. He didn't start the fire. But he just threw gasoline on it. In today's stunning announcement, Moe didn't just acknowledge the separatist sentiment. He legitimized it. He said the province would begin exploring what an independence referendum could look like. If Albertans are drafting plans, Moe said, Saskatchewan needs to be ready. And we will be. What followed next? Silence. No questions. No follow-up. Just a walk-off. This wasn't a one-off political stunt. It was a trigger. Within hours, protesters were gathering on the steps of the Legislative Building in Regina, not to oppose Moe, but to support him. Signs read, Sovereignty now. Saskatchewan first. Ottawa doesn't speak for us. Even more shocking. Leaked audio from a recent Saskatchewan Party caucus meeting confirmed what many suspected. This has been building behind closed doors for months. One MLA was caught saying, if Alberta jumps, we better be ready. The Buffalo Party. They're no longer political outsiders. In fact, their sudden surge in fundraising has alarmed both the NDP and the Liberals. A recent poll found that over 40% of Saskatchewan Party voters now support holding a referendum on separation. And Gen Z, the so-called digital generation, they're more on board than anyone. Support among voters aged 18 to 29 has now hit 42%. Behind the scenes in Ottawa, panic has erupted. An emergency cabinet meeting was reportedly held just hours after Moe's address, led by Deputy PM Chrystia Freeland and several security advisors. Why security advisors? Because the feds are now treating this as a national unity crisis. Mark Carney, caught mid-flight, has allegedly instructed Justice Canada to prepare a legal counter-strategy, citing treaty rights and constitutional limits. Meanwhile, Saskatchewan First Nations leaders are already gearing up for a battle of their own, this one, on the global stage. Their legal team is planning to file cases with the United Nations and the International Court of Justice in Geneva. Why? Because 30% of Saskatchewan's land is protected by treaty law. And if the province walks away, it's not just Canada they'll have to answer to. It's the world. And here's the part that's terrifying federal economists. Saskatchewan isn't going it alone. Behind the curtain, a Western Economic Compact is being drafted. Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, even parts of BC. They're preparing for a post-Canada trading bloc, a united prairie corridor designed to bypass Ottawa's control completely. It's being described as A nation within a nation, with its own rules, trade pipelines, and policies. Uranium, potash, oil, wheat. Saskatchewan isn't some struggling territory. It's a global powerhouse. And Ottawa has treated it like an afterthought for far too long. So where does that leave us now? 1 in every 3 Saskatchewan voters supports full independence. And if even 25% of undecided swing, that crosses the 50% threshold. That's referendum-ready territory. That's how Quebec almost did it in 1995. But this time, it's not Quebec. It's not French nationalism. It's not language laws or cultural battles. This is about control. About sovereignty. About survival. Mark Carney is losing sleep. Ottawa is scrambling. And Premier Scott Moe. He's not backing down. He said it loud and clear. If the people want out, I won't be the one to stop them. But don't think for a second that this ends with Saskatchewan. No, this is just the beginning. Sources inside Alberta's legislature are reportedly in direct talks with Regina. Encrypted messages. Private backchannels. The goal. Synchronize their exits if Ottawa refuses to back off. A leaked document, labeled WEC Draft 2, is circulating among senior advisors. It outlines shared taxation frameworks, border security protocols, and even, yes, a regional currency plan. Meanwhile, Ottawa is on lockdown. Federal intelligence agencies have been tasked with monitoring Western separatist chatter. Even SIZE is reportedly watching rural organizing forums and town hall meetings in Saskatchewan. Because this time, it's not bluster. It's not a bluff. It's coordination. Strategy. Momentum. And for Mark Carney, the nightmare scenario is playing out in real time. Multiple provinces, aligned. Angry. And done waiting. The question isn't if the West separates anymore. It's how far they're willing to go. And how fast they'll do it. Brace yourselves. The Federation is cracking. And Saskatchewan just swung the first sledgehammer. And just like that, the countdown begins.